Hello, this is Jim Laird. You might know me from the Jim Laird Show, brought to you by Body.io. Today, I thought we would go through a session with Stash, also known as Heather. I call her Stash because her last name is rather complicated. So what we're doing with Stash today is we're going to do what I call back-to-back singles. And usually I don't do something like this unless somebody's had some pretty decent lifting experience. Usually with a beginner I do something simple like 5-3-1 and just repeat that over and over. But Stash has been lifting with us for a while. She's done a really good job in the last few years changing her lifestyle and has made some really nice progress. And so generally we would do like a 5-3-1 with a beginner, but Stash is pretty strong. So we've just finished doing like 3 weeks of like triples. And so this week what we're decided to do is do some singles. And basically we're looking for speed and we're looking for good technique. And it works out generally to about 65% of what I think her max is. So if somebody can't pull 300 pounds, I'm not really going to use this. So we're taking about a 30 to 40 second rest in between each set. Stash kind of stretches this out to like a minute by the end, but that's okay. So we look at her setting up. It's a nice setup. She's taking her time. She's getting her middle tight. She's getting her arms tight, and she's giving it a pull. Nice. Good speed. She's putting a little chalk on her leg there to count, keep track of how many she's done. It's pretty good. So I've kind of disappeared lately. I went into cognito, restructured my business, downsized a little bit. And during that time, I got some messages of people basically saying, hey, you know, your podcast really helped me, and really appreciate you doing that. Wish you'd start it up again. So I'm making doing stuff like this more of a priority for me. It's kind of a struggle. I train a lot of people and I work a lot of hours. And I've always struggled with the social media thing. I've done a lot of podcasts. I've written some blog posts, done some YouTube videos, but I've never really been consistent with it. Stash does a good job locking it in, getting her arms tight. Nice speed, good pull. So I've never really been consistent with it, and I don't really know a lot about the social media aspect of things. And like this video, for example, has taken me forever to figure out how to record audio over this video. Hopefully this is working because this is like take 3 or 4. I tried to match it up, it just wasn't working well. So I'm learning, and I've hired some people to help me with this. So the way I look at it is I really can't train any more people than I am in person, and I'm probably still doing a little bit too much, but we're going in the right direction. I've freed my mornings up so I can, you know, get outside and enjoy myself, and I've cut my hours back, but probably need to come back a little bit more, but we'll worry about that in the future. Stash is setting herself up. She's finding the floor. She does a really good job of locking her trunk in. She gets a breath. She gets tight. Her ribs are in a good position, and she flexes and she pulls through the ground. That's probably the biggest mistake people make, is they don't get tight enough, they don't put enough tension on the bar, and Stash is doing a good job of creating leverage and basically pulling herself through the ground. That's a nice pull. But needless to say, I'd like to help more people, and so doing things like this, I think, you know, there's a lot of great content out there, but at the same time, sometimes just hearing it a little bit differently, you know, you might learn something from this that you might have heard somewhere else, but I just say it in a different way, and sometimes that's needed. So I'm going to start doing this on a regular basis and put my content out there. So, you know, if you like this, if you want to hear more about this, please like and subscribe, ask a question in the comments. That would really help me out to help you out. Stash locks it in again. Great pull. Well done. Oh, here I am, ass shot. Sorry about that. Just lost like everybody that was watching this. So if you're like one of the 2 or 3 people that are left watching this, I'm sorry about that. So I added a chain. Like, her pulls were so fast that essentially I was like, okay, let's put a little more weight on there. And I do like adding chain from time to time. I don't like doing chains all the time because the chains kind of stabilize things for you. And so if you're always pulling with chains, when you go back to like a regular, just a straight bar deadlift, some people have a little issue with their technique because it is a little bit different, but I do like adding them in at the end just to kind of add some extra resistance and make them drive through harder. And she was pulling the bar so fast that she's using about 205 right there, which is a good weight for her. I kind of go just by eyeing it. I kind of watch and see if I like it, if it's crisp and clean and the technique is good. Sometimes I'll add weight, sometimes I'll not. It just all depends. We're about 4 to 5 weeks out from her first meet. So this is looking really, really good. So she's setting it up. She finds her hamstrings. I like to get a breath at the top too, but her ribs are in a good position. So she's pushing to the back of the belt and shave your legs. I really like that shave your legs cue. Keeping that bar as close to your middle as possible. Midline, the closer the bar is to you, the easier the lift's going to be. A lot of people, they'll pull and that bar just, they don't get their lats engaged and the bar just goes away from them, and it just makes the lift a lot harder on the body. Whereas if that bar is closer to that middle it is, the closer to your midline, same with the squat, the easier and the more efficient it's going to be. Oh, there's Stash is giving you a nice butt shot, ass shot to make up for my ass shot. So hopefully we picked up a few more viewers to make up for my ass shot. So Stash is slowing down here a little bit, which is okay. That's not a problem. It's powerlifting. It's not freaking CrossFit. So we can take our time and work on our technique and doing it right. I'm sure I'll get some hate mail for that comment. So another ass shot again. I'm adding a carabiner, which I really don't know why I did that. Keep the chain on there, but because I'm going to be adding more chain in a minute, so it's really kind of useless, but oh well. I guess I wanted to get into the video. So Stash is setting up again. She's taking her time. I like that. You take your time. You do the setup. She's noticed she's doing her setup the same way every single time. She's finding her feet. She's finding her middle, and then she finds her hamstrings. Yep. Braces, and now she's going to do her little dip, which I do too. I like the dip. Creates a little momentum. Perfect. Nice job. That was a good pull. And she chalks another one up. So if you go down in the video, you'll see, links to my Instagram, my Facebook. I've never been good at asking for stuff and all that kind of thing. So you'll have to bear with me. But Instagram, Facebook, my website, there's a link to my Amazon store there. You might click on that and see if you find anything useful on there that will help you. There's a lot of great books and a lot of things I recommend. There's also a link to this neat little tool. There's a lot that goes into this YouTube stuff, like optimization and keywords and finding content. Like, oh, there's another butt shot. Nice job, Stash. But so there's a lot that goes into this content that I've learned about, that I've been learning about and reading about in the last few days. You can create all sorts of content, but if nobody's looking for it, it's kind of useless. There's an app or an application or an extension of Chrome called TubeBuddy. It's pretty funny, but Stash locks it in. She gets her arms tight and through the floor, and up she goes. Yeah, perfect. So there's this extension called TubeBuddy. If you're interested in like doing your own YouTube or optimizing your YouTube, like I am. It shows you all the keywords. You can go to videos that are popular and pull the keywords from that video and optimize your search. You can look and see what people are searching for so that you can put that in your title, and that's going to have people help find your videos and stuff. And it's really neat. It helps track everything. It helps you edit things and make all these fancy things. It has like a checklist of optimization so that you can make your video. The better the YouTube likes your video, the more it's going to get seen. So that's a pretty cool thing. You can give that a try. There's a link to that down below this as well, so you might want to check that out if you're into And we can kind of learn together through this. I have no idea what I'm doing on this. I don't even know if this is recording. There you go. Nice pull stash. It's got some nice speed on that. That chain's whipping all over the place, which is good. That's about a 20-pound chain. So she's doing like 225 right now. And I think I'm going to add another chain here in a second or two. But I wanted her to get a few singles. I think we end up pulling more than 12 here, which is fine. I come over and I don't know what I did there. I kicked something, but it's pretty cool. I like my setup. I train 4 to 6 people an hour. I'm pretty much busy all day. I work a split. I do like a 9 to 1 and then a 3 to 7, and then I work Saturday. This was actually from today. Oh, there's stash again. Bingo. I worked 9, 10, 11, and 12 today, and so it's probably a little too much still. When you're dealing with people all day in a group setting, it's very exhausting, to say the least. But we're going in the right direction. So Stash sets herself up again. She gets her ribs down. She gets tight. And she's flying. You notice how her bar speed has gotten better and better. And that usually happens with these back-to-back singles. As they warm up, the nervous system gets fired up, it figures out what it's doing. The bar speed just keeps getting better and better. Damn, ass shot again. I'm so sorry. My apologies. Next time I'll be cognitive of where the camera is, so I'll spare you from that. We put these chains on here, so now we got 80 pounds of chain and 205, so we got 285 on the bar. It's going to give her a nice, a little bit of nice feeling at the top, especially for conventional, because most people don't fail in conventional on the floor, they fail at the top. So this is a really nice way to give her the feeling of having heavier weight in her hands without beating her up too much, because we're gonna push pretty hard for the next couple weeks. And most women, you can back off like a week before the meet. You can lift heavy, pretty heavy, 85%, 90% up to the week before. When you start having some advanced people that are pulling, girls that are pulling close to 400 pounds, it gets a little more complicated. But nice pull, good pull stash. That's the cool thing about what I do is, like, most of the women that come to me are not coming to me to powerlift. They're coming to me to do other things, body composition, feel better, look better. Most of them are coming to me because they're not in a very good place. And I kind of trick them into lifting weights, and they kind of like it. And they're like, oh, and some of the girls compete, and then a couple of girls will go, well, I want to try that too. And, I've got some girls that have been competing for years and decided to take a break. I've got some new girls, Stash is new. I've got another girl that's Leah that's doing her first meet. And then I got two ladies, Heather and another Heather, and Little House on the Prairie Heather, and Laura. No, Rebecca. I'm sorry, this is my third or fourth take of this because I messed the audio up a couple times, so I'm learning as we go here. So I've got 4 of them. Yeah, 4 of them this time. So that's a nice easy meet for me. At some point I had like 15 or 20 girls at a meet, and that'll take years off your life. That's probably why my beard is so white. But I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a good day. I think it's down in Somerset, and they put on a good meet down there. So that'll be fun. Not too far, but just far enough. Stash is locking it in. She loads the gun. Nice pull. That's solid. Good speed. Solid. Nothing wrong with that. So Stash goes over. I don't know what she's doing. Oh, she's getting another chain. I actually told her I spared you the ass shot that time. And had her put the chain on. I might have been helping somebody else at that point. So it's kind of fun because most of the people I've been with have been with me for years. So it's more like choir directing, coaching. It's giving people the right exercise. I'm kind of at the point now where, the less coaching I do, the better. And if I give them the right exercise, I should only have to say 1 or 2 things, and that's it. Really, it's just a matter of guiding as opposed to hovering over people for, an hour and commanding their every movement and, getting people to learn and putting them in the right positions and the right with the right exercise to allow them to lift and learn safely. I think it was Alan Cosgrove that said, you know, if you're so afraid to leave the room that somebody's going to get themselves hurt, then you're probably not programming properly. So there's a little tip for you. If you're a young coach or trainer, you know, keep it as simple as possible, as basic as possible, and you're going to come out ahead in the long run. As you master the basics, then everything opens up to you. Then you can start doing some cool stuff, but that takes a long time, especially today with people's level of preparedness, their activity level going down, and kids not playing outside anymore, and everybody becoming a human zoo animal. You're going to become more of a basic PE teacher to get people moving well, so then you can do some cooler stuff with them later. So stash braces, she loads, she locks, and she shaves her legs. Boom. Good pull. That's a great pull. Nice, fast 305. Solid. It's a great technique day. Excellent. She chalks up another line. I think she's going to do another one, but I think we're coming to the end of this. And I really appreciate you tuning in. And if you would provide some feedback below of what you'd like to see or what you did or did not like about this, that'd be awesome. If you could like and subscribe, that would be wonderful as well. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to doing this again soon. Well, maybe there's more time. Like I said, I'm new at this stuff. So if you're getting into the YouTube game and the social media game, you can learn along with me, because I'm about as raw as you can get with this stuff. So I think she's got one more. She's taking her sweet time. All right, there she goes. She's setting it up. And she's loading the gun. She's locking it in, creating tension, and she's pulling herself through the floor. Good pull, Stash. Well done. Until next time.